The problem-solving mindset. In this program, we're going to master the art of problem solving, and we're going to the problem-solving mindset. In this program, we're going to master the art of problem solving, and we're going to explain what is a problem. The dictionary definition of a problem, that it is a situation that is regarded as harmful or difficult to overcome, or something that is difficult to achieve. What is problem solving? Problem solving is the process of getting into the core issue of our problem, analyzing the root cause or the possible causes, and identifying what are the possible solutions, and eventually choosing the effective solution. The characteristics of a good problem solving. It is proactive and anticipate the problem before it becomes costly. It is collaborative, so it leverages the experience of the team members. It is root cause oriented. It actually breaks down the problem into pieces to facilitate solving it. It is innovative. It is always focusing on creative solution to solve the problem. It prevents the reoccurrence by eliminating the real cause of the problem. It understands the end-to-end process, so it solves the problem without creating another problem. Focus on customer needs. It always focuses on the problems that affect the business outcome.
What are the steps of problem solving? Step number 1 is clearly define and analyze the problem. Step number 2, generate new possible solutions and alternatives. Step number 3 is select and evaluate the best solution. Step 4, implement and monitor your solution in action. Step number 1, clearly define the problem. Solving a problem starts with accurately defining what the problem really is by getting to the core and differentiating fact from opinions. You can usually do this by breaking down the problems into small problems, gathering all the information needed to solve the problem, frame your problem, and understand its limitation. You need to break down your problems into smaller pieces to better cater for each issue alone. Let me give you an example. If an organization suffers from low profitability, that can be a symptom for multiple problems. So we need to break it down into pieces. We need to ask, is it increase in cost or decrease in revenue? If it was decrease in revenue, we need to check, was it because of low prices or low volume? And then to see if it's a low volume, was it coming from selling less to prospective customer or our customer are buying less? If we define the real problem, we'll be able to tackle it alone and easily. One of the important things that we need to do when we break down the problem, we need to have a real problem definition. The problem definition should contain a clear articulation of the problem, along with an improvement goal, analysis of the key people involved, and agreement on the scope of the problem, along with the resources required to solve such a problem. For example, a problem definition should be like having low profitability in the last 6 months due to customer buying less of our product. We need to increase our sales by 20% in the coming 3 months with the help of the marketing and sales team. This is a typical problem definition. The information gathering. It's a very critical step. We need to find information about our problem from all available resources, like conducting interviews, observe the problem when happening, send out questionnaire, or ask people for their feedback in order to generate as much information about our problem as possible. Also, problem-solving techniques are used to collect information about the problem to help us understand two things: cause and effect diagram, root cause of the problem. The problem-solving technique that we will discuss shortly are used to collect information about the problem to help us understand two things: the cause and effect and the root cause of the problem, such as fishbone, drill deep, the 5 whys. Drill deep analysis. Asking the right question is key to uncover the real cause of the problem and get closer to the resolution of the problem. So when I ask the question and I get an answer, I'll keep questioning more and more till I get to the real cause of my problem. Framing the problem. When defining and analyzing the problem, we need to identify what is our problem statement. A problem statement is a specific and concise statement that describes the symptoms of the problem being addressed in a measurable term. When you are drafting your problem statement, it needs to identify where the problem is happening to narrow the scope, describe size of the problem in a measurable term, describe the impact or cost, and does not address more than one problem. Ensure that the problem statement does not assign causes or blame on others. Do not include any solution in your problem statement.
The root cause analysis. It helps you to identify who is involved, what causes the problem, why the problem happens, when it happens, and what are the examples. There is several techniques and tools for root cause analysis. The most famous one are fishbone and drill deep. Fishbone, you use it when you have enough data about your problem that you can analyze. In drill deep, actually a lot of problems are just symptoms of a bigger problem, but deeper, that we can see. So in drill deep, we need to ask ourselves 5 whys. Which is why this happened, and then we ask why, and then we ask why, till we get into the main cause of this problem, and then we work on it.
Step number 2. Generating new possibility can be done through checking best practices or asking experts or through brainstorming. The brainstorming, it's a group creative technique by which efforts are made to find an alternative for a specific problem by gathering ideas from multiple people simultaneously. A successful brainstorming session follow the below guidelines. Judging are not permitted. Far-fetched and crazy ideas are encouraged. The emphasis is on quantity, not on quality. Session should be run by a facilitator or a moderator. When using brainstorming, you should not criticize, be unconventional, you need to aim for quantity, and you need to time people contribution.
Step 3. Select and evaluate the best solution. We will use two techniques. The first is cost-benefit analysis, and then effort versus impact analysis. Cost-benefit analysis. It is a systematic approach whereby we analyze the cost and the benefits of any given course of action that we decided to take. So basically, we identify what are the costs that we are willing to pay to get certain benefits. So we know what are our benefits out of this solution and how this will cost us in the course of action that we decided. The effort versus impact analysis. It is designed specifically for the purpose of deciding between multiple solutions on the best solution to choose based on the impact and the effort of each solution. Running an effort impact analysis, it will make it easier for you to identify the solution that will have the highest impact on your problem with the minimum effort that you can do. Step 4. Implement and monitor your solution in action. In this step, you will need to do two things. Plan your action and you need to measure your progress. To plan your action, you need to set a SMART goal in order to action your solution and make it happen. A SMART goal is the acronym of 5 words: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. So a SMART goal is basically needs to be specific and clear and set what you want to achieve. It needs to be measurable so that you have a specific standard of measure for your goal. It is achievable. It is possible to implement or to achieve within the available resources, and time-based. It has to have a timeline or a time frame, which means it will have a defined time frame that sets at least the start or the ending of the goal. Let me give you an example of a SMART goal. Let's assume I want to lose weight. If I just said I want to lose weight, that's not really a SMART goal that I can achieve or even measure. But if I want to make it a SMART goal, I need to rephrase it and say, I want to lose weight by using a food diet to lose 10 kilos within a frame of 3 months. By this, I will be able to understand exactly what I want to do, create the urgency to do it, and even measure my progress against the goal. Measuring your progress. What we can't measure, we cannot manage. It's very important to know where you are from your goal. Always be ready to take corrective action and always have your eyes on the goal to be able to achieve it. Now let me introduce to you two techniques of decision making. The first one is the decision matrix. It is a list of values in the rows and the columns that helps you identify and analyze your option with a numerical way. You will put your solution or decisions in the columns, and then you will the criteria that you need to validate, and then rate each criteria for each solution on a scale from 1 to 10. The decision that will score the highest total, probably this is your best option to take. The weighted decision matrix. It's a more advanced tool than the decision matrix because I use it when I have to pick between multiple decisions that the criteria have.
The characteristics of a good decision: positively impact other, it foster the innovation, it include others in the process, it can be executed and also can be easily measured, it takes into consideration short and long term, it fixes the existing situation.
Communicating your decision. When communicating your decision, you need to consider the following. Your audience, your message, the mean of communication, and the way you are communicating. You need to consider your audience when you are communicating your decision. Or message. You need to understand who are your audience, what are their interests, and what do they really need to hear, and how can you influence them. You need to know your message. There are two techniques to convey your message or decision: pull and push. When to use the push technique? When you have power, or you have a decision already taken, or there is no room for maneuver, or you are really short in time. When to use the pull technique? When the quality of decision is vital, when you need people's commitment toward the decision, when you cannot enforce the outcome, also when there is no precise solution already defined. The mean of communication. You need to make sure you are using the best mean of communication to avoid any misinterpretation to your message or to your decision. The means of communication are several. Some of them are verbal, non-verbal, written, or visual. You need to pick the right mean to deliver your message. The way of communication. There is a proverb that says, "It is not what you say, it's how you say it." The way of communication are different and important. When you are communicating your decision to your audience, what you say and what you don't say actually counts. Everybody can see what you're not saying from your body language, from your voice, from your confidence, and even from your chosen words. So make everything counts. Do not underestimate the power of a good story. Everybody loves to listen to a story. Pick your storyline to influence your audience. What we have learned in the program is how to master problem-solving techniques and how to take the proper decision-making, and we have illustrated the importance of communicating your message to your audience.